Welcome to Season 2 of Quantum Childhood, a Tales from the Loop actual play podcast presented by Geek at Arms.
I'm Jacob H., and I'm playing Kevin Buford, the popular kid who's immensely charming.
I am John S., playing Joe Marr. I am the rocker, one of the eldest of the group.
I am Jacob M. I am playing Cody Wright. He's the hick, a Texan turned Nevadan hockey player with a trusty lasso.
I am Greg, and I am Berlin Parker, the 14-year-old weirdo.
And I'm Brian, I'll be the Game Master. When we left you, you had just witnessed some kind of strange atmospheric event to the north by northeast, out over the lake probably, and then you had headed home. So then, it is the first actual day of your Christmas vacation. Does anybody have an everyday life scene they want to do? Well, I'll do this the way I normally do. Kevin.
I got in a little trouble with the law, i.e. my parents, and I am helping Mrs. Beecham, the 81-year-old 911 operator now, because it's her birthday. I'm like helping being like a waiter at her birthday party.
Okay.
But I'm okay with it because she's feeding me tons of cake.
All right. So she's sitting in her favorite easy chair, and she has this chintzy plastic tiara on her head, and she's just enjoying herself immensely. She says, Kevin, come over here and bring me some more of those corn nuts.
Sure. I bring it over with expertise.
Oh, bless you. You know, you look just like my grandson did at his age. Well, not at his age because he's older now, but at your age, he looked just like you do when he was your age.
You just look
kind of got the same haircut.
You look a lot like my Uncle Brian. Sound like him too.
Well, that's an unusual compliment to pay an old lady on her birthday, but thank you, I guess.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I have no idea what to do with that, so let's go ahead and move on.
She's this interesting character because she's just this old lady, but she knows of all the life-threatening stuff that happens in town.
Actually, remember there was you had another neighbor that I recall from our session 0.
Who describe her?
Mrs. Crabapple. You remember Mrs. Crabapple?
Is that the lady we lied about?
She's the woman who might have witnessed the death of Sargon, and she's really nosy and irascible. So she's sitting in the next easy chair over with one foot propped up on an ottoman and a pillow under it. And she takes her foot off the ottoman, and it's all swollen and disgusting looking, much like mine is right now. And she says, "Oh, now I remember your grandson, Edith, and he looked nothing like this boy. He was much more handsome. Now, Mr. Buford here," she gives you a look of withering disdain.
Oh, you must have me confused with Kevin Bacon.
He doesn't hold a candle to your grandson, honestly. He's just a troublemaker and a busybody, putting his nose in where it doesn't belong. You know, I saw you running around with your little posse, your gang. I know you've been getting up to no good. You and that boy with the afro and the turtleneck, and that Billy Jacobs.
Kevin smiles for a moment, remembering the tactical turtlenecks. Oh no, Miss Crapapple, we are on our best behavior these years. We've reformed.
I have told you that my name is Crandall.
Crandall, like the monster from Beowulf? That's what we studied right before.
Oh my word.
Classic.
I'm not going to survive this episode.
Neither is Kevin, probably. You're fortunate she can't walk right now.
Did you like that slow clap for you?
Because I thought he said crap apple. And that
Crab apple. B is in boy. Anyway. How's about Jomar? Do you have an idea for an everyday life scene?
Oh, yes. So we were getting ready to have a discussion. Dad wanted to. Okay, let me put this down. Are you ready, Brian?
I am ready.
Dad, look, I know that we want to put some really good decorations out tonight, this week, and I, Christmas has just begun. We want to get ahead of the thing, and I get it, but we have too many outlets that we are daisy chaining here. And I heard about this Griswold guy that like burned a neighborhood down. And Dad, I know let's be pretty and like simple. And I really don't want the fire department out here this year. Okay.
Are you sure? But Krista likes the lights so much. And I know your mom's been putting up a really, really nice tree, and we don't have the room for a tree here, but I thought if we really did up the outside of the house really well, then it would be, it'd be something.
Okay. All right, let's compromise. I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's go to the hardware store maybe tomorrow or the next day, and let's see if we can get a hold of how many outside outlets do we have? I don't remember.
3, I think.
Oh, okay. So what if? Okay, let's go to like the home store, the depot store, or whatever. Let's go and let's get some multiple shielded outlet. What do they call them? Surge protectors. Will you do that with me?
Sure. Okay. That sounds like a good idea. Son, I'm glad that you've got your head on straight and you're really thinking about safety.
Yeah.
I don't really know that much about electricity, but I guess they've been teaching you something good in that school.
Well, it's been shop class has been cool, and I'm not great at it, but things stick. So I'm just, Dad, I want this to be a really great Christmas for us. We're really just trying to kind of work things out and make the best of it and everything. And I just, let's not create drama. Let's just, we can make this thing happen.
Right. Okay. So tomorrow afternoon, hardware store, surge protectors, and maybe some more tinsel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tinsel. Awesome. Let's do it. Thanks.
How about Cody?
Okay. So first day of Christmas vacation, I think Cody is not as early as he would during the school year or as intensely, but I'm finishing up a warm-up run around my block.
Okay.
And as I round the corner to head back home, I see my dad standing outside.
Okay, so he's standing out there in the middle of the yard with his arms crossed. He's kind of looking back and forth across the yard, looking like he's measuring it with his eyes for some reason. And you're coming up behind him, so he hasn't seen you quite yet. He's standing at the curb, looking at the house.
Yeah, and I run up behind him and tap him on the shoulder. Hey, Dad.
Oh, Cody, scared me, son.
Sorry about that.
Back from your run already, eh?
Yeah, I'm just doing it to stay warm. We got permission to not work too hard during the break. I don't usually see you out here in the mornings. What you up to?
Oh, well, I was giving some thought to landscaping this here front yard. Yeah, your mama was saying she wanted to see some greenery out here, but I don't rightly know if it's going to be a good idea to put in grass in a desert state. But I was thinking maybe some of them succulents, a little like yucca or something.
Oh, yeah? How will those handle the Nevada winter? Don't get me wrong, that would make it feel more like home. That sounds like it'd be great.
Well, they seem to do all okay out here in the wild, so I imagine we could grow them here in the yard. Only question is we got to find something that's not going to skewer somebody if they fall into it.
Oh. Yeah, were you thinking of buying them or like harvesting some from out in the hills?
No, I was going to head on down to the hardware store and buy something. And I figured that we figure this out in the wintertime, and when we make a plan, and we're ready for spring when it's time to do the planting.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, and I'm off work this week, so I figured it was a good time to make the plan, do some drawings.
Yeah, wow, that's quite the production if you're gonna plan it out, Dad. Seems like a lot of work.
Well, son, there ain't no point in doing something if you ain't gonna do it well. And if you're going to do something, well, you got to plan for it.
You are right about that.
Not really sure what my accent is doing there. It's kind of wandering around. Not really very Texan.
He's hopping around the South, I feel like.
Yeah.
Got a little Georgia there and maybe some Boston.
A man for all seasons.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
All right. How about Berlin?
Dad's been spending more and more time out. Going to the dry cleaner quite often, too, it looks like. Sounds like to me. Sounds like he's also been trying to, like, talk to this woman, Stacy. I don't know. I've been spending more time with old man Barnum, helping him, like, go grocery shopping and bring everything in.
All right. So is that what you're doing right now?
Yeah.
You're bringing groceries to his house?
Yep.
Well, just go ahead and put that there in the bottom of the pantry there, Berlin. That's good. Say,
I'm just going to let you know. I'll put them right in there and just kind of set the bag in the bottom.
Right. Well, I was talking to some of my friends that were still working at the Loop. If there's any openings for. Now, you said you didn't know what your dad did, but I got a little list here of people he might call. And he hands you a folded up piece of paper that's been ripped out of a notebook. You just go ahead and give that to your pop. Maybe he can find somebody. But I noticed that he was spending a little bit of time with that. Did we ever decide what Kevin's dad's first name was?
Oh, man.
I think we did. Because, I think you put it in chat. And that's how I have my dad's name.
Yeah, I did that with Jomar's, but I just had
with Jomar, yeah.
Yeah, I just had an idea.
Are they brothers? Oh, sorry.
Well, anyway, he's just Dad, apparently. I saw him talking to Mr. Buford, and so maybe he has a connection over there to maybe get a Fisher Space Pin.
Oh, the name's James Buford. And he says it Buford, James Buford.
Right. So, he might be able to get in over there at Fisher Space Pen if he knows Mr. Buford.
Oh, awesome. I will still go ahead and pass this note along to him. Is there anything else you need help with for the day?
Well, I've been getting kind of lousy TV reception. I wonder if you might go up into the attic and wiggle around the aerial a little bit and see if we can get that figured out.
I'd be more than happy to.
Give me a tinker, please.
Tinker. Oh, that's not going to be good.
All right, so you go up there, and he's shouting instructions up to you, and you're doing your best to carry them out. You move something in the wrong direction, and it just breaks. And you hear the sound of static coming from downstairs. Berlin, I don't know what you did, but that's much, much worse. I'm not getting any reception at all right now.
Let me try something else. Pull out Adrian.
Pull out what?
Adrian, the rat.
Oh.
Its name is Adrian Rat.
Are you going to use the rat to bridge the electricity? I hope not.
He can run into and check little spaces, and if there's like a loose wire, he can kind of pull it back out.
Okay, then give yourself another tinker roll using the rat as an item.
Yep, that sounds right for me. Nope, I broke it.
Okay. So in addition to breaking it, you've also... Adrian has injured himself. So he's bleeding. Give yourself the upset condition.
Right.
Just to, make all of your future rolls even harder.
Hey. 0 times 0 is still 0.
It's true. So then, eventually you manage to disentangle yourselves from all of your family obligations. So where do you meet back up? The hideout, I presume?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hideout.
Yeah, probably the hideout. Because Berlin hasn't been to your house yet, right, Jomar? That's where we would
No,
kind of...
not yet.
I don't think I've been to anybody's house yet.
You may have been to Kevin's at some point.
True.
During your unspecified previous adventure.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah. Everybody remembers that. We don't even ever have to flash back to it.
All right, so you're at the hideout. What you talking about? If you need a reminder of what was going on before, you still have not investigated the clues about the hunting lodge at Blackrock Point.
And we didn't visit the trailer rental place either, right?
Correct.
Had we even identified a place?
You know of a few places that might rent something like that. The closest one to the Nelson Ranch is there's a place next to that convenience store where Kevin made his first contact with Mrs. Bertram, whatever her last name is.
We also thought that the math teacher visited the ranch.
We did?
Yeah, because he's crazy.
Yeah, well, you described him. I wonder if he's still in town. Is there any way we could figure that out? What do you think?
You could look him up in the white pages.
What? So like the internet?
Yes, but before the internet.
See, what they did was they printed out the internet and put it in a book.
Wow, okay, we're not playing that kind of sci-fi.
Oh, yes, we are.
Okay, I consult the paper internet.
All right. That reveals to you that Miguel Hernandez lives up there a little bit northwest of the cooling towers.
Just out in the hills?
Oh, well, there's some scattered houses around out there.
Okay.
Actually, that stuff up there is back in the 70s. There were some pretty expensive designer houses out there. There's a little bit of forest out there, kind of pleasant.
Oh, okay.
Forest for Nevada, anyway.
Yep.
Oh, then let's go hit up the Boulder City, Beverly Hills.
That's where I want to be.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like either way, if we want to figure out more about the ranch, we'll need to head up 93.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys need to do in town? We already know the boot.
I'm out of soda. Oh, wait. Isaac. The robot? Isaac, right?
Yes. What can I do for you, sir?
I presume he walks up and hands me a soda at that point.
Sure, yeah.
Actually, Isaac, could you get us a cake or some ice cream?
A cake?
For later?
I can probably manage a cake if you have some money to send with me. Ice cream is problematic, given that there is no freezer here.
I mean, Isaac, you're not just a robot anymore. I believe you can figure it out.
I can figure it out. Very well, sir. I will
Isaac,
do what I can. However, without money, I can make no guarantees.
Okay. I reach in my pocket and I give him a couple of dollars.
Ah, yes. That should be sufficient.
Also, I go see Back to the Future while you're at it and learn a little more lingo. I say that in a caring voice.
And I just look at you, Isaac, and I say, don't worry about him. He's just, yeah. Thank you, Isaac.
You are quite welcome, sir. It is a pleasure to serve.
Kevin, why do you taunt him like that?
Dude, he needs to get his own personality,
What? He's got personality, dude. What are you talking about?
He's got a better personality than some people in town.
Hey, now we're on to something. All right, Kev, did you talk to Cody about where we're going? Because I'm a little out of the game here, but we got to find out some of these clues, right? We got to get some more information.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly what you said. That's what we're doing.
Okay, cool, awesome. So where are we going?
We're going to Miguel's house
What?
and the Hunter's Lodge to rescue Pedro.
Sweet.
My homeless
and who
friend.
is Pedro again?
My homeless friend's dog.
Oh, yeah, yes, that dog. Okay.
Ever since
Cody,
the tragedy.
Did you know about this?
I mean, I'm not as confident that it'll be an open and shut get the dog out case, but
Okay.
if we need to check out the hunting lodge, we may as well do it first and hit up the other stuff on the way back.
Okay, cool. Berlin, you in with us?
Always.
Okay. So, Kevin, you going to lead the way, bro?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
All right. So then are you going to the hunting lodge first? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what my vote's for.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm
Oh,
moving
while
that
it's
way, too.
light. We need it while it's light. We can break into Miguel's at night.
Well, he might be home in the evening.
Oh, there we go. That's why we're going late.
You hop on your bikes and head up there. And this is a lodge that was built by and is maintained by DARPA. They hire freelance hunters to keep the wildlife under control in the area. So they don't want deer gnawing on wires and getting into stuff. So they hire these hunters mostly to just keep the deer population down and, track the occasional dinosaur. It's pretty simple building. A small wooden shed with bunk beds for sleeping bags. There's a table and a couple of chairs, and then this kind of tower thing, which is an open framed hunter's blind, except there's no trees around to hide it. But you can get up there and see for quite a ways because most of the territory downslope is pretty open, and it's backed up by that ridge of hills that lead up to Black Rock Point.
Have we been to the pumping plant 1 before?
I do not believe so, no.
Okay.
You've been up to Black Rock Point itself because that's where the Nibelung was, but
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm remembering.
yeah, but I don't think you'd visited anything else in that vicinity.
Okay.
So you get in there and push open the door. It's not locked. There doesn't appear to be anybody here presently, but inside you encounter something strange. There are 4 metal cages in here. They look like they've been recently welded together. The weld marks are still black and shiny, and the bars are very straight. And they're sized from just about a foot wide up to about 4 foot wide cage. The smallest could hold maybe a cat and a large dog in the biggest.
Are they currently empty?
They are empty right now, yes.
What kind of locking mechanism is on them, if any?
They've just got that type, like you lift up the latch and slide it over and then down.
Okay.
And it's got a loop for a lock, but there's no actual locks in them right now.
Okay. And they're just like sitting like in the living room area?
Yeah, they're stacked up next to the bunks.
Okay. And does the house look occupied otherwise by hunters?
No, you don't see any signs of bedding or anything of that sort. And everything that's usually here, like there's a little cabinet that if you open it up, there's a gas hot plate with a coffee pot on it, and the coffee pot's cold and empty. And there's a couple of maps, compass, matches, and then a little box of energy bars for snacks.
Cool.
Are they good? The good
I was
kind?
going to say, don't let Kevin see them.
They're like
Too late.
they're like the cheap kind that you'd expect the government to be buying for people.
Oh, so it's just like the school lunches. Gotcha.
Yeah, let Kevin see them then.
Yeah, they still got a little bit of plastic taste on them when you unwrap them.
Yeah, kind of sawdusty.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have a rice cake.
Okay,
That's just good, honest sawdust there.
So I'm kind of searching the cabin for signs of a missing Chihuahua, who Pedro was.
Chihuahua. Okay, that changes things a little bit, but sure. Chihuahua. Make an investigate roll, please.
My investigate is 0. Oh, yes.
And yet. So, yeah, you do find
Who
outside the
killed
cottage.
Kennedy?
No, your roll wasn't that good. You find where Pedro was sleeping out there, and there are some tracks leading off toward the trees, dog tracks. And just about where the tracks reach the tree line, it looks like the dog fell down. And after a little bit of searching, you find some footprints and 2 darts, like that might be shot from an air rifle.
Okay, now that's strange to kidnap Pedro.
Strange indeed.
Refresh my memory about the story of this missing dog. Was it were the guy and his dog sleeping up here and then the dog disappeared?
Oh, give me a second to jog my memory.
Or was the kidnapping like to get the dog to there?
Well, my memory's not showing up. But I don't know. Your Vietnam veteran homeless guys and their friends. They were just adventuring, going out in the wild.
So Jerry and Dan were up here camping, and Dan's dog vanished in the night.
Okay.
Then they came back to town and learned that several other pets had also gone missing. And that's when they pulled Kevin in.
Gotcha. I would like to go check out the tower.
All right. You clamber up. It's a fairly easy climb. There's a nice sturdy ladder here.
Mm-hmm.
And from up there, you can see around for quite a ways.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an investigate check of your own, please.
And just as a question, do I have line of sight from here to where the dog disappeared?
Yes.
Okay.
Dang. 2 successes for you, too. Actually, just a little beyond where the tracks ended and Kevin found those darts, there's this copse of trees. And just beyond that, there are some weird grooves in the turf back there.
Okay. So when you say weird grooves, not obviously tire marks.
They don't look like tire marks, no.
Music.
Yes, there's some visible music down there. If you go down and actually look at them, you might be able to tell more about it.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Check this out, guys.
Okay.
So if you had to guess, it looks like these might have been made by some kind of a machine with legs.
Okay.
And looking around, you can probably track it because it's leaving these distinctive marks down the slope toward the highway.
Okay.
Do you want to try and do that?
I mean,
Of course.
I think so. Does anybody else want to check out anything in the area? But yeah, I'm happy to follow the tracks to the highway.
No, I'm with you. Let's follow tracks.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So you're on your way down, you're following the tracks, and after maybe a dozen meters, you come to a place where they veer off.
Okay.
And you can see that they're going to continue going a little further. But here there are several mounds of fresh dirt. It looks like something's been buried.
That doesn't seem good. We don't have anything good to dig, do we?
You don't have anything on you.
Yeah.
But I'll say if you want to go back up to the cabin, you can probably find a trowel.
Yeah, I think I want to do that. And then...
So fetch the trowel and bring it back down?
Anybody who isn't prepared to maybe find a dead animal, now's your chance to bow out. And I look around.
We've come too far.
Everybody's stomach is strong enough. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll excavate one of them.
All right. You dig for just a little bit. It wasn't buried very deeply, and you come up with something that looks vaguely chicken-like.
Okay.
If the outside of the chicken were on the inside and the inside were on the outside.
Okay. That seems bad. Does anybody know anything? I'm not the smartest, but maybe we could try to comprehend it. If somebody's particularly smart.
Jomar, your mom likes fried chicken. Have you seen this guy before?
Not sure why you bring my mom in on this, but we have had chicken, but it's usually cooked better than this. So, I mean, I can try to comprehend and see if I can remember anything.
Yeah, if anybody wishes to make a comprehend roll, they may. I'm not entirely sure what kind of information I'll give you if you succeed.
Well, I didn't, so don't worry.
I'll try to empathize with the chicken next.
You understand that the chicken is unhappy.
What were your
at being
last
dead
moments
and,
like?
Unhappy at being dead and inside out.
I have no bonuses.
Hey, can
But
I?
you do have a mind of 5, so that's not bad.
Yeah. Nah, I said no bonuses. I didn't say I had a bad stat.
What were you saying,
Yeah,
Kevin?
Kev?
Oh, I mean, I was just gonna say, if I put the jacket on the chicken, does it increase my chance of comprehending it by 2 dice?
No, but it definitely makes you not want to put the jacket on anymore.
Never mind, then. Never mind.
All right. Well, do we want to try digging up the rest of them
Sure.
with slightly more trepidation now? Okay, yeah. Next one. I'll excavate the next one. That's a hard word for me to say for some reason.
What? Next one?
Excavation.
Oh, excavation. Yeah, that's a big word.
All right, so the next one is a small dog in a similar state, except that it smells pretty bad. It may have been here longer than the chicken.
Okay. Is it a Chihuahua?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Yes, it is a Chihuahua.
No!
Poor Pedro.
This game is getting darker.
Bad news. Now, did the mounds of dirt look like one was days older than the other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could tell that about half of these small graves were dug at an earlier time.
Okay. Half. I thought there were 3. Did you not specify a number?
I don't think I said a number.
Okay.
Well, there could still be 3. One was dug earlier. They started digging one, and then they finished digging it.
Touche.
Greg's got a point.
Yeah.
Do you wish to continue excavating?
Yep.
All right. All told, you find 3 hens, 2 dogs, and a cat.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Sorry.
Okay. And are
You're
they...
going to give Kevin bad memories.
Oh, yes.
I
Are
think
they
so,
berries?
the mini dead.
I look at Cody and it's like I'm shaking my head and I'm shrugging, going, what is finding these animals in this state? What does that mean for us?
I'm not sure. So the tracks continue, right?
Yes.
So we can spread out and search a wider area. We could follow the tracks because this graveyard thing's weird.
Did you say like spread out? That means like we're leaving the group?
Yeah, you know what? When you put it that way, maybe following the tracks.
I don't want to end up like these animals here, bro.
Yeah, no, you make a strong argument.
Thanks. Bring the trowel.
So you continue down the slope following the tracks, and eventually you reach the chain link fence that surrounds the old shipyard at Black Rock Point.
Okay.
And here it looks like it's been cut by somebody using wire cutters to cut a hole in the fence. And if you were to pull it back, you could probably drive a small car through the hole.
So are we like up in this area then?
You are approximately here.
Okay, cool.
Well, actually, I've got a marker, so go ahead and turn the marker on. Ding.
All right, so we are outside the loop.
And following the tracks further in past this chain link, it leads to a small shack right by the water. Actually, on the water. It's like half on the land, and then it goes out on stilts, and this is a boathouse.
Okay. Can we peek in and see if there's any boats?
You can. Let me go ahead and move you to the boathouse map. Of course, this is based on the Swedish version, so there's not actually wilderness there.
Yes.
Where would we be standing, though, at this point?
Let's go ahead and grab some tokens here. So, you're coming from the back and the south, and this is turned sideways. The north is over here.
What time of day are we arriving here, Brian?
I don't know. It has to be sometime after 11, so what time do you want it to be?
12:15.
12:15 I. Nobody's here at the moment. Doors locked. Are you peeking in the windows on the south side? Was that your plan? Or, I mean, on the north side, I guess? Here?
It's like we're just treating this as if our cardinal directions are correct. So like up here, right?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about on the other side?
I was thinking about those windows.
This side, okay.
So inside you can see...
Okay.
You can see that there's a small boat with an outboard motor. Oh, actually the boat is, according to the map, the boat is actually on the outside.
Okay.
So those are just kayaks in there for some reason.
Oh, okay.
In the back half of it, the workshop area, you can see that there are storage shelves filled with machine parts and electronic gear. And there are more cages that look much like the ones that you saw in the lodge. If anybody wants to make either a tinker or a programming roll, they might be able to learn something about the components in there.
Ooh, I'm going to do a program roll?
I'll tinker.
And Brian, if possible, could I do something to find out how how long that boat has been there? Like if it's recently come up, or would I know that?
Yeah. If you want to make a tinker roll or
Like to
or
check the engine,
comprehend.
see if it's warm or comprehend? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just see what we got here, because I'm curious about that boat.
All right. While you're making your roll, Berlin has a success on program. So he can see, peering in there, the stuff he's seeing in there doesn't really look like engine parts. This is pretty high-tech gear. Someone's been doing something technologically advanced in there. But you also see some scraps, like automobile parts, like fenders and that kind of thing, that somebody's shaping into other forms. And probably the closest place to get stuff like that is the old junkyard along 93.
Mm-hmm.
Jomar has climbed into the boat and checked the engine. It's not warm, but there's fresh oil that's been spilled on it and hasn't accumulated much dirt and gunk. So evidently it's been refueled recently,
Okay.
but it hasn't been piloted in the last few hours.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And who owns this boat shed? Is it the government?
Well, the shed is part of the old shipyard, so you're not really certain who actually owns it.
Okay.
It probably is the government at this point.
Okay. But there's no plaque on it that's like property of
No.
the state of Nevada, or no, it would be the federal government.
Probably
right? If it
the
was
federal
Starbucks.
government, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I'd like to run up to Cody. Hey, Cody. I checked out the little boat here with the motor. I don't think it's been run for a few hours or whatever, but there's fresh oil there, maybe some fresh gasoline. So it doesn't look too, like gunked up or whatever, man. Somebody's been here recently, but I don't think within the last few hours.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be people out for a boating trip, but the stuff inside is a little weird.
Yeah, there's some additional information in the boat.
Okay.
It has a life jacket, an old cookie jar about half full of dog food, and some very thick insulated rubber gloves and a toolbox.
Okay.
All right.
There's a few things that I found in there, Cody. I don't know if they'd be used to us if you want to kind of peek at them.
I mean,
and in the workshop, I should have read all of my clues at once instead of doling them out one at a time. You can see there's some papers scattered on the workbench. Actually, you can't be in there quite yet, Berlin. The door is locked. You're just peering in through the windows right now.
Through the window.
In one of the cages, there are 2 cats that are sleeping. And the grooves from the machine that you are following lead both to the fence and out to the water. Into the water.
okay.
And in this area here, you can't see it very well, but there's something strange in there. You can't be in there yet, Kevin, because the door's locked. see up here where it says
He's
locked
there in
door?
spirit.
Yeah, but it's clearly open.
And he's just walking through walls here.
English
you
has
could
been
just
really
go over the
difficult for
cliff.
him this semester.
Go around the barbed wire, and then swim in.
Swim in? Yeah.
Up the ladder. Boom, you're in. And this door's not locked.
Only reason.
If you want to go inside, it's going to require a tinker roll. But let me finish describing what's in the center of this thing before you do that. You can't see it very well, but there's some kind of a machine floating in the water in the middle of the boathouse. Now, if you'd like to go in, you need to get past that lock. So that would probably be tinker to pick it or force to break it open.
Is there anything that'll be useful to lockpicking in the toolbox?
Nice thinking, Cody.
Yeah, you can use stuff and you find in the toolbox to give you a +2.
Okay. Because, and actually, I'll try tinkering first to be non-destructive. Nice.
Right.
Oh, wow. So bonus effects on tinker. You don't need to overcome the same trouble again. You do it quickly, you do it quietly, or you show off.
Okay. I guess I'll do it quickly and quietly.
All right. So the lock comes off and you open the door.
All right. Who knew? Sometimes when they show you lockpicking on TV, apparently it's accurate.
Way to go, Code Man.
And I want to step in and get a closer look at whatever it is in the water.
All right. This machine is some kind of a small turbine with blades rotating kind of slowly. It's surrounded by spokes and a metal ring. It's about 1 meter in diameter, and it's covered in floating buoys that look like they were probably stolen from the swimming area down the beach. The spokes have small rudders that seem to turn themselves over at regular intervals, and there are air bubbles coming up from the bottom of the turbine. The air smells kind of like ozone, and as you get close, it feels thick, like resistant. And anything metal you're carrying, like the toolbox, is being pushed a little bit more strongly away, as if it's magnetic.
Okay. Weird. Okay, so if I set the toolbox down, can I, walk around the other side of it?
Sure. It does still... You still get that sense of resistance.
Yep.
As if it's trying to push you away.
Yeah, that's so strange. Is it pushing... Is there anything in the water that is pushing out towards the door of the boathouse?
No, you don't see anything of that sort.
That is bizarre.
Programming or calculate might gain you some more insight if anybody has those skills or wants to use them.
Program or calculate.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to program again.
Yeah.
Wow, that seems to be the only thing I can do.
Nice.
All right, Berlin, studying a little bit more closely, it's got those rudders that are flipping over. It seems to be using those to draw its power directly from the motion of the waves. And obviously it's generating some kind of invisible field around it. But as you continue to study it, you start to feel kind of weird and nauseated. A little bit of a headache.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, Kevin, since you failed your roll, take your choice of either exhausted or scared, because you're feeling really bad and you're starting to get this pounding headache.
I'm scared. I'm starting to freak out just a little bit. Do I do a panic roll?
You can if you want. Won't have any effect in this game, but you can roll.
I look over at Kevin. Kevin, are you doing okay?
It's game over, man.
Game over? What do you mean? What's wrong? What's happening?
I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about this place. We should
Well, then why
leave.
don't we get out of here?
Yeah, let's go get that ice cream.
Did anybody want to check out anything in that workshop?
Oh, yes, because that door doesn't say locked.
Correct.
Kevin, what do you think? Should we free the cats? I'd feel kind of bad if they got killed, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm all for animal liberation. Ever since the section on Karl Marx in college. I mean, history.
You just jump straight to animal lib from talking about Marx.
Kevin doesn't really remember much. He just thought it was cool. The little video they made us watch.
I like it.
Cody, as soon as you step into the workshop, those cats wake up
Okay.
and they start meowing and hissing at you.
Oh, and are these the cages on these tables here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually.
Oh, yeah, I guess they're on the ground, too. I'm just realizing what these are.
Yeah, I think actually all 4 of those are cages.
Cool.
We'll say the cats are in that one, so they won't have
Cool.
actually seen you until you came in.
Okay.
I'm looking through the window watching Cody at this point.
And I
Kevin,
knock
have
on the
you
window.
puked yet?
Jomar,
I'm
can
sorry.
you run and get those gloves from the boat?
Yeah. Give me a minute. I'll be right
Prefer
back.
not to get my hands scratched up.
And you can see that those papers they have a lot of math formulas. And
Okay.
a couple of them have what look like diagrams, maybe a map.
Okay.
Comprehend or calculate might tell you what they are.
I mean, I can try to calculate, but I feel like I'll fail more than likely. Because wait, yeah, those are both.
Here are those gloves you want to code.
One's tech. One is mind. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to comprehend. I want to try to remember something from it at least so I can ask my dad about it. But yeah, I'll try to comprehend it. Nope.
Nope. All right, so you've got the gloves.
Okay, yeah. Okay, careful, guys. I'm going to let these cats out, and then hopefully we can get them towards the exit without anybody getting bit. And I pop the
Well,
cage.
I did bring my my Boulder City Slugger with me, so I have that with me.
Bat them towards the door.
Yeah.
We found your lost cat, but As soon as you open the door, sure enough, those cats leap out, and they do that zoom thing where they run around the room seemingly at random for a little bit. And then they're out the door. And they're very unhappy, but, at least now they're free.
Okay, cool. So I want to close the cage and then leave. And I want to try to leave everything as much as we found it. So like putting the toolbox and the gloves back and relocking the door.
Okay. Locking Kevin and Jomar in there?
No, I'm running out and putting the gloves.
Once they're out.
Yeah. I'm putting the gloves back in the boat.
I'm like the first person.
Back in the toolbox. I've come back around now. All right, Code, I've got it back in the boat, man. What else?
Well, what is that thing in there? Why? It felt like it was like a magnet, but in reverse.
Well, it was weird because it was making Kevin look like he was seasick.
And I tap on Kevin's arm. I think he's still fully human. What do you think it was, Kevin?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Did you puke yet?
No.
I jump out of the way because it's coming towards me. But
okay, make a move roll.
Agility?
Just kidding.
Okay, I'll make a move roll.
To avoid, what would you take? Upset, probably, for getting thrown up on.
I'm serious. Do you want a move roll?
No.
I want one. But...
Unless you want to. I mean, if you want the dice to decide whether you get vomit on you.
Oh, no, let's not do that this time. I'll do that later when it's important.
There were some diagrams in there, but I couldn't make head or tail of the math.
Yeah, math.
You think it had anything to do with the machine?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know how. I mean, you know me and math, dude. I'm a musician.
Yeah, no, same here except for the music part. Neither for me.
It's okay, Code. I mean, you're a good appreciator of music, so that's good enough.
If something weird is happening in the lake, we maybe could talk to the folks we got the boat from.
Something weird is happening in the lake that I totally forgot to mention. It's not in the module notes.
Oh.
Gosh, I feel silly now. Yeah, there's something really obvious weird in the lake. There's an iceberg out there.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, there's like this giant chunk of ice out there just floating in Las Vegas Bay.
Like how giant?
Seemingly
as big as this workshop and boathouse?
Bigger than that.
What?
It's a big, good-sized chunk of ice.
Titanic, maybe?
Maybe not that big, but at least, 30 or 40 feet wide.
Good. Right.
Little
Did
T
you
Titanic.
see that ice thing out there, man?
Well, now I do. Yeah, I wonder. So this is going way back, and I don't have notes to refer to at all for this. But when we went out to the island in like the first or second mystery, was there like a boat company or something that we rented from, or did we just steal somebody's boat?
You borrowed a teacher's boat, if I remember correctly.
Oh, we borrowed the principal's boat.
No, it was the history teacher.
That was
and I think I even have the name of that teacher too.
Because maybe we could talk to the people at that harbor and see what they think of the happenings in the lake.
We could always just borrow a different boat that doesn't require us having to go to a harbor.
Yeah, as long as we return it, it's okay. That's what my dad said.
Are you guys all ready to charge out into the freezing water?
What? Okay, hold on. So
Dr. Hartman was the English teacher who had a boat.
Oh, okay, because I named him after my real English teacher who would have had a boat.
Okay, so we're going to get in this little dinghy, and we're going to go out to do what with the ice?
Poke it.
Berlin, you need to keep your hands to yourself, dude. Okay, Code, are you going? I mean, is this your idea or what?
I mean...
Crickets. I get crickets.
Look, I'm from a place where we don't get ice very often. Let's put it that way.
Boathouse.
I call Captain.
Where did you... Oh, I see your dad, like, at the bottom edge of the map.
Yeah, I'm right down here.
Yeah, you're almost off the map. Like, I just saw you, like, fly by then disappeared.
Well, I mean, Kevin's the one that's, like, running over the... Never mind. Okay, Cody, come on.
walking through
Come on,
walls
Cody,
and
come with
such.
us. I know.
Alright.
It's like he's going to puke again.
Wait, I'll roleplay the walking.
I'll reluctantly get into the boat.
All right. Get in there, Kevin. Crazy.
So who's driving?
Who knows how to drive?
Oh, I'm going to drive. I'm driving.
I could figure it out. This would be a copperhead, or
This will be a tinker roll.
I'm good at that. Sure.
All right, go ahead, Berlin.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh my gosh, you actually succeeded. As a GM, I'm terribly disappointed.
The one time that nobody actually expects me to make it.
Oh, no, dude, I had full faith in you. What are you talking about?
I was going to dump you all in the water.
I got a boat now.
Quantum Childhood will return after this word from our sponsor.
There is nothing new under the sun, but under the small green fourth moon of Yavin, there is quite a different story. Director George Lucas and 20th Century Fox present Star Wars. Luke Skywalker is on a daring mission to rescue a beautiful princess, and all he needs is a little help from his friends. Han Solo, space pirate, and Chewie, his giant Wookiee, C-3PO, human relations cyborg, and his counterpart R2-D2, and the mysterious Jedi Knight. Never before in the history of movies has so much time and technology been spent just for fun. Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Against all odds, Berlin pilots the little boat out to the ice floe, and that thing that they say about only 10% of an iceberg being above the surface appears to be true, because you look down and there's a lot more ice under the water than there is above it. Once you get here, looking out across the bay, you see that there are several other chunks of ice scattered around. Everybody give me another investigate check, please.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 successes?
Nice.
Wait a minute. To the one that wanted to dump us in the water, yeah. Just kidding.
There, 6 successes between the 4 of us.
All right.
Do you think we're playing games with you?
I think we have now officially learned everything there is to learn about this iceberg.
Well, I'm going to have to come up with some additional information to give you, obviously. So let's go ahead and do this and say that as you're tooling around in the boat looking at this ice, you decide to check out some of those other icebergs. And you find that there are 2 more of those strange devices floating in the water at the 2 points marked up there. And they're pretty much the same thing as the one in the boathouse. They actually push the outboard motor around, so you can't seem to pull up alongside one. You can only approach it head on. And you get the same sense that they push back at you. And they're floating stationary in the water. The waves are going by and they're doing their thing, taking energy from it, but you don't see any tethers.
Wait, these are free floating in the water near the iceberg?
Yep.
Okay. That's strange. Do I notice any dark big shapes underneath the boat?
No, other than the ice itself.
Okay.
And the no, I'm going to let you ask questions rather than handing you things for free.
So can we tell how these are powered, other than what we saw splashing in the water and that kind of thing?
Berlin believes that the movement of the water is what generates their power.
Okay. All right. And we still have the smell of ozone around us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's definitely concentrated near the devices. It's less obvious with these because they're outdoors, but it's still there.
Oh, okay. So Kevin's not ready to puke again?
No, not unless you get really close to them.
Okay. There's something about Kevin that I'm concerned about. Let's see.
Do we need to talk about Kevin?
Well, I mean, it's just his affinity for ozone. I don't know what it is.
Actually, Kevin, since you got a success on investigate, you're starting to recognize the sensation a little bit as being similar to something you've experienced before.
Oh.
It's much more intense, but it's similar to what you felt back in shop class. Do you remember what happened in that shop class with the device? I can't.
Ooh. No. But I believe that it happened, and I know I have him on my character sheet as someone related to.
Oh, right. That's where he was, on your character sheet. Mr. Reynolds.
Where is Isaac when you need him?
Does he show up on the iceberg gathering ice for the ice cream?
No.
Oh, man. I filled my contact role, I guess.
Wherever he is, he's probably buying a cake.
Ah.
Or maybe ingredients for a cake.
Does it seem that these devices affect the ice very much in any way?
Well, the ice doesn't seem to be reacting to them, but all of the ice is contained within... if you were to draw a triangular outline from one device to the next, all of the ice is contained inside that triangle.
So it would be in here.
Yep.
Okay. I don't like this, guys.
Wait, is there supposed to be a triangle?
Oh, I put it on the wrong layer.
Okay. But the air temperature, is the air temperature colder?
No,
Like-
I mean, it's
Okay.
cooler near the ice just because it's drawing heat from the air,
Yeah.
but the water is still the temperature that you'd expect from Lake Mead in December.
Yeah, which I imagine is.
And we don't see the
Really
wreckage of
cool.
the Spirits of St. Louis anywhere around us, right?
No.
Okay. Other than that gigantic iceberg, are we seeing any other ice formations or beginnings of ice?
Well, there are a few smaller chunks of ice on the other side of the iceberg. When you came around the side,
Okay.
you saw there was more of it. And it's kind of just scattered around this triangular area, but it's not going outside of it that you can see.
But we are still in the boat.
Yeah.
Okay. And are we about here, maybe?
Yeah, you can be anywhere inside that area.
Oh, okay.
Where you want to be.
How far did we get, guys?
Well,
Sorry, Brian.
You went from one device to the other to verify that they were the same thing that you saw in the boathouse.
Sweet. Okay.
So can we take the boat outside of the triangle?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. There's no force field.
No.
But does it repel the boat when you approach it?
Yeah, it has that same...
Okay.
It's not really a strong field, except on the toolbox and the motor.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try it. I don't have much in the way of that, but I'll try it.
I have 2. Yeah, you definitely don't want me doing it.
Oh, nice.
Thanks. Cool.
So, what do you say to Kevin?
I look at Kevin and I both hands on his shoulders, and well, man, that was crazy. I'm wanting to like shake him violently and go, snap out of it, man. But then I was like, no, probably not.
Yeah, he's nauseated and has a headache, so probably shaking.
Exactly.
him
Yeah,
is not the-
it's actually facing me, so that means I would not be able to make a very good move roll. So let's. So I'm just.
It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you say either.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had Dramamine or something like that, that would work.
Actually, I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, Kevin, it's really going to be okay. It's going to be okay, man. Just give me just a second. And I reach into my left pocket where I normally keep this, where I had my pet rock, and I pull out a piece of peppermint, and I hand it to Kevin.
Oh, yeah. I imbibe.
And I'm like, I hope this helps you, bud.
All right, so you may remove your condition, Kevin. Oh, and for those listening at home, that was a lead roll that Kevin requested in chat, but never said out loud.
A real 80s kid doesn't admit weaknesses.
No, he just passes a note to his friend instead.
Unless there's an octopus that never appears until the TV version.
I don't know what that was in reference to.
The Goonies.
Oh.
There's
a deleted scene in the Goonies involving an octopus.
But it got edited into some of the TV versions.
Why is that, do you think?
Time.
They needed to pad it out?
Probably.
Because usually they take stuff out.
Took out all the romantic scenes and to put something in there.
So, what do?
Cody, where are we going, man? You want to go outside of this seeming area between these strange storage or strange devices? Where are we going, man?
Well, I just wanted to see if there's some kind of field that they're generating between them.
Oh,
all the ice
okay.
is in between.
Nice.
But failing that, I'm not sure.
Give me a comprehend roll.
Me or just everybody?
Yeah. You specifically, since you're the one probing at this.
Nice.
You don't think that there's anything keeping the ice in here. You think rather that whatever transported it here or generated it or something happened here. So it's actually spreading out from a central point.
Okay. So, but do you mean I don't think it's directly related to the devices? Like the devices aren't creating the ice.
You don't see any signs that the devices are creating ice, but
Okay.
you can't rule it out either.
Okay. Because that's real weird.
They're definitely doing something, and it seems unlikely that the ice is unrelated to that.
Yes.
And do we know for sure that this is like real, legitimate ice?
Well, no, you don't know. Do you want to take a sample of it or something?
Yeah, I want to tap Cody and say, Cody, do you think we need to get maybe a sample of this to see if maybe it's yes, Berlin. We need to. Okay, Berlin wants to poke the ice, Cody. Do you think he ought to?
I mean, as long as you don't lick it, I think you'll be fine.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Okay, Berlin, when we get over, you can poke the ice.
Exactly like I said we should do. Go poke the ice.
You know,
All right.
this crew. All right.
So there happens to be a plastic bottle in the bottom of the boat. So you scrape a little bit of ice into the bottle. And you can examine that later on if you can find time and facilities to do so.
Ooh, I bet we could get it to Isaac and he could help us.
True.
Berlin, scrape a little bit more in there because I feel like it's going to melt by the time we get down to the hideout.
Yeah, scrape away.
All right, so you go ahead and just pack that bottle full. So there may
Pokey,
be at
pokey.
least some of it left by the time you get back.
Pokey, pokey.
And I had given you a little information about another location, and that was the junkyard I'd mentioned, and it is
Oh, that's right.
there.
Yeah, I'm about ready to get off the water. I'm curious to see if we could talk to anybody at the harbor and ask if anybody else has been out on the lake in the wintertime.
Okay, let's do it.
But we can also stop at the junkyard and the house and the trailer store if we so choose.
Good idea. Let's do it.
All right, so you're motoring back to the boathouse? Sorry, what was that, Kevin?
As captain, I approve of that.
Captain, do you have a hat?
I have a jacket.
Jacket's not a hat. You have to have a hat to be a captain.
Okay, well, that's going to be a problem.
So where are you headed to
You know-
next?
I could get you a rat hat.
See if we find anybody on the coast.
Well,
Okay.
junkyard's first, right? I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
And then the
Let's
harbor.
go.
All right,
We can hit stuff in order.
to the junkyard then. So you return the boat to its place in the boathouse, get on your bikes, and pedal down Lakeshore Drive to that junkyard. Did we decide what time of day it was when you arrived at the boathouse?
It was noon.
12:15. Yeah.
That's right, 12:15. So by now, you've probably spent at least 2 hours out there on the water, so it's close to 3 by now. And given that it's December, the sun does go down early, so you don't have a lot of time left in the day. So this is an old automobile junkyard that's been turned into kind of a graveyard for old machines from various experiments at the Loop. And there's a tall fence set up around it with bright signs that say, "No unauthorized access."
Definitely seems like a safe place to come.
So here you are down at the main gate. And so there's a recycling center just outside the fence, which that's all that most people ever see. They bring their scrap metal down and it gets sent on to a recycling company. And then inside the fence, there's a small cabin where the caretaker stays.
Is the gate locked?
The gate is closed and latched, but there's no lock on it.
Do we can we hear any large protective animals in this area?
Everybody make a contact roll, please. We'll see if you know anything about this place.
Oh, yeah.
That feels more normal now.
All right. Cody and Kevin both know that there is a large black German Shepherd named Bundy that patrols the junkyard. He'll make a lot of noise and charge intruders, but you've never heard of him biting anybody. He certainly does look fierce, though. And Bundy is owned by the caretaker/security guard Anne, who lives in that cabin.
Ooh.
All right. Well, what do you say we shake the fence and try to get their attention?
Okay. You go ahead and shake the fence.
All right. I'll rattle the gate.
All right. So you rattle the gate, and a few seconds later, you start to hear a big dog barking. He comes tearing around, careening between the parked cars. And he is a large, fierce-looking animal with a spiked collar. His lips are pulled back from his teeth, and he's snarling and barking at all of you, little bits of spittle flying from his lip. And he stops about 5 feet short of the gate with his legs splayed out, ready to move quickly.
Oh, okay.
Where's your mom?
He just continues barking at you.
All right. If Ant's not here, I wouldn't really want to go in.
Nope.
And meet the dog in person.
Wait, does anybody have like a dog distraction? I mean, the dog has, as far as we know, never hurt anyone.
Well,
We're bigger than dogs, right?
I didn't bring the dog food with me from the boat, so I don't know if we have it.
I don't know. Who's our, who can empathize with the dog or something?
I mean, you could always try to be its friend.
Yeah, the class.
You got the
Get some therapy?
You got the jacket, dude.
Okay. Okay. So it doesn't always work on animals so much.
Okay. So you're saying it's not as cool as you thought it was?
Okay. You are taking this out of context.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm just saying that I'm not sure how well this is gonna work.
I got faith in you. In context.
Wait, what is your signature item? Out of context here.
Hang on, I got to look it up.
It was drumsticks, wasn't it?
Yeah, he wouldn't appreciate me waving drumsticks at it.
Where is my dog? Oh, it's a big dog.
Wow, almost as big as the bus.
Oh, okay, it's Clifford's cousin.
I mean, it's Clifford. I could try a charm roll, Brian. I mean, you got a two success on.
That's true. You did have a bonus effect on contact, so
yeah.
I think we should try to speak his language. Tic-tac.
Okay, so if you want to make a charm roll, you can add an extra die for that contact bonus.
That you give.
The dog, however, is not impressed with the jacket.
Oh. Wait, who can do a charm roll?
Well, I recommend you, since you have the uber charm.
Like 9
Okay.
or whatever it is.
It doesn't work on cyborgs, but...
So, if I'd had enough time, it would have.
Like I said, bro, you got this thing.
Okay, so I am going to try to charm the dog. And what am I going to do to charm the dog? I'm just going to use my classic dog charming skills. Being around so much dog death has really made me understand the dog mind. And I just kind of, put one hand out, send dog vibes to him. Wait, I get a plus, right?
Yes, roll one more die.
Oh, yeah, old trusty.
Nope. All right, so you're approaching the fence, holding your hand out, speaking calmly and sweetly to the dog, and it stops barking and wanders up to you and sniffs at your hand. So you stick your hand through between the bars of the gate, and you're about to pet it, and he bites you. So take the injured condition.
How much of my finger am I missing? Are we talking here?
You didn't lose a finger, but you've got some definite teeth marks, and you're bleeding.
Okay. That's not good.
And now the dog has a taste for your blood.
Oh, good.
All right, and I think I had a scrap bandana with me, and I'm going to run up to Kevin and try to best as I can wrap his hand. What do we roll for that?
If you want to try and heal his condition immediately, you could make another lead roll. But remember that if you don't get a success, then you take a condition yourself. So there's some risk with that.
Yeah. So I really can't empathize with his situation and try to.
Well, you can at least bind the wound and stop him bleeding. That's a given. But if you want to heal the condition, then that would require.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would require the risk of the lead roll.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to risk that right now. I just want to bind.
All right. So you get his hand wrapped up.
See, Kevin, there's a first time for everything.
I roll my eyes at him.
And I don't know much about dogs, but I think now we're supposed to get you to a doctor since you just got bit by a dog.
It's happened before.
I hear that rabies shots are pretty painful. You ever gotten those?
No.
You put them in your belly? Yeah. Look
Well,
forward to it, my friend.
You keep that up, and he might have to take another condition.
I thought you said belly. I thought it was his butt.
I mean, there are multiple shots. I have heard you have to get giant needles in your gut, though.
Oh, okay.
Either way,
All right.
Rabies is not a good time, from what I understand.
Yeah. We need to. We'll probably need to get him to the doctor.
Well, is there anything else that you want to do while you're still here at the junkyard, though?
I could try to charm the dog, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Give it a try.
Okay. But I'm not putting my hand through the thing. I'm just trying to talk to him. This is just using psionic powers. Just kidding.
All right. You remember suddenly that you had made a decision back, I don't remember when, a long time ago. But I remember specifically that you said, hey, we're going to start carrying around some dog treats. So you dig around in your backpack because you suddenly remember that you'd made that decision. And sure enough, there are the remains of some broken dog biscuits. They're kind of stale in the bottom of your backpack. So you toss those out there and distract, I've forgotten what the dog's name was now, Bundy. Give him a nameplate here. Bundy.
Apollo? No, I'm just kidding.
Beasley. Oh, Greg wasn't even here to recognize that one.
No, said he had to step away.
So dog is distracted.
I think we need to head to the cabin and see if we can talk to Anne.
Okay. Kevin in chat has said that he was going to say that the dog biscuits were unrealistic, but he's found stuff like that in his backpack.
Yep.
3 cans of Vienna sausages.
I found them today. It's like, who put these in here? What marvelous person. So I ate some.
Funny.
Wait a minute. Did you check the eat by date on those?
Yeah,
Dude, of course Kevin would be carrying a can of those in my best backpack. Okay. From now on, he will. He's inspired by Jomar.
Greg's back, so I'll say it again. Beasley.
Beasley.
Does he recognize the reference, was the question.
That's what I don't know. He's acting as if he does not.
Maybe he's not actually here.
It was Short Circuit.
I'm here. It is not what I recognize.
It was the name of the dog from Short Circuit.
I haven't seen Short Circuit in...
Neither have I, but I remember it well. Oh, so wow! So you've seen it more recently than I have.
I'm trying to remember if I've seen it since I moved to Texas or not.
You have to check your spreadsheet. All right, so you were going over to the cabin.
Yeah, we're running to the cabin, I guess, quickly.
Okay. As you get here-ish...
Oh, sorry.
You see that there are some flashes of light over there in that wrecked bus. You can't see anything other than that. It's inside the bus, but there are these flashes of light, bright blue against the windows.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Are you going to continue to the cabin?
I'm thinking cabin. What are you thinking, guys?
Dude, I'm thinking bus, but we could do a split.
We're not splitting up. It's not a good idea.
I say we go with Jomar's plan first this time, and then get the bus on the way back.
Yeah,
no offense,
okay.
Kevin.
Let's do that.
All right.
Bus on the return trip.
So are you going that way?
So I don't know. Well, I mean, can we climb?
Oh, well, you could go over this way. Yeah, I mean, these are just wrecked cars.
Oh, you can.
Oh, that's true.
I didn't know. Okay, yeah. So let's go around this way.
All right.
Well, I thought the fence came up right up to those.
Oh, nah.
Okay.
So you get up to the cabin. All right, and you get up to the
Come
door.
on, Kevin. Come on, Berlin.
You get up to the door, and you see that it has been nailed shut.
Nailed shut.
Yep.
Do we have a window nearby?
There are windows. There are curtains on all of them, so you can't see in, and you don't see any signs of lights inside. Everybody give me investigate checks, please. Bang!
Wow.
All right. Berlin hears the sound of somebody moving in there. It's really, really quiet. And with 2 bonus successes...
somebody is moving in there.
With 2 bonus successes, you get to ask 3 of these questions.
What does it mean?
Based on the fact that the door has been nailed shut from the outside, whoever is in there is trapped. They've been deliberately imprisoned.
First question is pretty obvious. Last question is pretty obvious. You kind of answered the third question. How can I get into the building? Just one more.
Kevin has a tiny Swiss Army knife. And with that tiny Swiss Army knife, you think you could break out some of the laths around the window and maybe pry the window out?
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
Is that what you'd like to do?
Yes.
So you pry that window kind of like away from its frame and slip inside. And inside you find Anne, who is looking not great. She's lying on a pile of broken down cardboard boxes. There doesn't seem to be any furniture in here for some reason. And she's just barely conscious. I mean, she sees you come in and she rolls over. Her eyes are wide and she says, "Please, help me."
All right. Well, I think we have 2 people to get to the doctor now, folks.
Yep.
So yeah, let's lift her out of the window and then take her back.
Can we unbind her or leave her bound?
Oh, she's not bound.
She's not bound. Okay.
No, she's just very weak.
Okay.
There are a couple of jars near her, a couple of pickle jars, some applesauce and honey, and they're all empty. I mean, she's even drunk the pickle juice.
All right. Yeah, let's get her and Kevin to the doctor. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah. What do you think about the dog? I mean, if it hasn't been taken yet, maybe he's okay. But
I mean, he may think that we're trying to hurt Anne. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Miguel. Miguel locked me in here days ago. He's building something. weird machines. And there was a robot. He took my dog.
What type of dog?
Bundy, German Shepherd.
But Bundy's here.
Still here. That's good. I don't know what he was doing with those other animals. He had so many chickens and a horse.
Okay.
All right, let's not worry about that right now. Let's get you out of here.
Yeah, and if we can keep her coherent, she'll be able to. Bundy will know that she's okay. Come on, let's go. We got to go.
All right, so give me move rolls.
All right. I will do one because I'm good at it, hopefully.
Okay, we've got one success from Cody and one from Jomar, so that's good. So the two of you, kind of between you, you're carrying Anne, and you manage to get all the way back out to the gate. And as soon as Bundy sees you, he comes over and he sniffs Anne, and you manage to get out of the junkyard without being detected by whoever's in the bus.
Okay.
Presumably Miguel.
All right. Okay, and then, yeah, I guess we gotta head back.
All right.
Get our people to a doctor, which,
Yep.
since we can't use our bikes to carry her, I guess it'll take longer.
I would imagine that if one of you takes your bike maybe to Boulder Harbor, you could get on the phone and get an ambulance up here.
Oh, that's a good point.
I nominate Cody.
Okay, I can do it.
I just think Cody has the best chance out of all of us.
He's also the most heroic.
That works too.
All right,
He is.
I'll bike to, the harbor.
All right. So then you manage to get an ambulance out. What do you tell the dispatcher?
And that the junkyard is unconscious, and she needs an ambulance. Also, my friend got bit by her dog. Can he get a ride?
Okay.
Is it Mr. Beecham?
No, she's still having her birthday.
Okay, cool.
She's got the day off for her birthday.
You ditched her at her birthday party, man, to come hang out with us.
Oh, gotcha.
No, the party is over. She was playing canasta.
You ditched her canasta to come hang out with us.
Ambulance comes out, collects Kevin and Anne, and takes them back to Hemingway, where the nearest hospital is. Well, the nearest emergency room anyway. It's one of those minor emergency centers. And the rest of you do what?
What time is it?
By the time the ambulance gets out, it's probably around 5-ish, so it's getting dark.
All right. So I look over at Cody and I look at Berlin and I say, you guys want to possibly traipse back up real close, as close as we can to the bus and see if we can see what's going on, or just I'm sorry, he was at the other thing. So I'm looking at Berlin and I'm like, Cody's coming back, right?
Oh, is this before Cody's come back?
Well, okay. So Cody, did you come back? Would your guy have come back to us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I'll
he
be back.
pulls up and it's like, so did you get some help for them?
Yep, ambulance is on its way.
Cool. Do you want to check out the bus, or we just need to head on home?
I don't know. The whole situation gives me the creeps. We
It
could.
does me too, man. If Miguel will do that to her, if he catches us, I mean, if I can't swing this bat right, dude, we're done for.
Yeah, I'd rather check his house on the way back.
Okay.
Yeah, because if something's happening in the junkyard, we should ask Anne first.
Okay. I mean, she did say that there's some kind of robot in there, and and Miguel's been there building something. We saw some lights. We've got to believe that he's there, right?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Okay. Well, it's getting really dark. I know I'm going to have to get home soon, but maybe we can run by Miguel's house. Make a run by.
Case the
Alright.
joint.
Well, yeah, as carefully as possible, I guess.
Did anybody bring a flashlight?
Yep.
Good.
I've got to find information on the house, because it's not actually in the mystery. But
Interesting.
I do remember seeing something about it.
Oh, fun. Well, that I think that gives us a little bit of information about the house.
Hey guys, when we're done,
I will relocate clues to wherever you happen to be. So
when we're done checking out Miguel's house carefully, of course, you guys want to swing by the hospital and check on Kevin and Anne?
Yeah. I
We
think
probably need
that's
some more
idea.
information.
And what are we going to tell his parents? Unless I missed that conversation while I was away.
You did.
No. So the house, I did remember reading something about the house, but it wasn't very much. It says it's an architect-designed 60s villa on a mountain near Seven Dry Falls.
All right.
So it's kind of pretentious looking. It's got this really wide porch that sort of extends out over a drop-off. And the porch is on these really long stilts that reach all the way down to the ground. And you can come right up to it on the driveway, or you can climb this long wooden staircase to get up to it from below. Lots of spiders in the staircase, so I recommend the driveway. And it's painted green. Looks like it used to be a nice green, but now it's kind of a pea green.
Ooh, like sherbet?
Duller than that.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and peeling in places. The windows are dirty. It doesn't look unsound, but just like it's not really being taken very good care of. There's no car in the driveway, and there's a bike rack on the side of the house, but there's no bike there.
Okay. Looks like he's probably gone then. What do you think? Do you want to head back to the hospital, or is there something else you can think of to do here?
I mean, if we can't see in, if we don't feel safe in doing it, I say we head to the hospital.
Well, if you want to approach and look in the windows, you certainly can.
Yeah, I think we should
peek through
do
windows. Of
that
course.
a little bit. Just get a feel for later.
I mean, if we can do it safely, I'm cool with it. I mean, I don't want to alert any guards or trip any hazards or have any other big dogs jump at us.
What's the worst that could happen? We have to call 911 again?
Do not say that. Do not say that.
Anybody who wants to make an investigate check to try to detect any dangers may do so.
Okay,
All right.
we'll try it.
Can I do it in the hospital?
All right. You don't see any alarms. You don't see any dogs. No security companies or cameras. It's kind of remote. No neighbors. And you get the sense that there's nobody there. It just feels empty right now. So you approach and you look in the windows. Inside, it's not like a wreck, but there's dirt accumulating in the corners. And there are these tables, like those fold-up card tables, kind of crammed end to end, and a couple of metal folding chairs in there. But there's no actual, comfortable-looking furniture. And there are all kinds of books and papers spread out on the card tables. Lots of pens and pencils.
Okay, so this guy just hates furniture. That's the vibe I'm getting.
What's the vibe?
Not a fan of furniture.
Okay. Or he's some type of schemer or planner.
I mean, definitely that.
Yeah, like a strategist kind of person. Could I check the door handle and see if it's locked?
The handle is locked, but it's kind of flimsy, and you think that if you kind of jiggle it enough, it might open.
Okay.
Like some of those cheap doorknobs do.
Oh yeah. What is that a move roll?
Nah, just say you're jiggling the handle.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of jiggle the handle and see if it will wriggle free.
Okay. After you wiggle it back and forth a few times, you feel the lock pop, and then suddenly the handle turns and the door opens with a creak. Inside, it smells dusty, but not terribly unpleasant, just smells like bad housework.
Okay. I will flip on my flashlight, pointing it towards the ground and not flashing it all around the room.
All right.
Can we go over towards one of the tables and take a peek at the paperwork? Any kind of paperwork?
Yep. So what you see here looks like a lot of designs for machinery. There are some really complicated looking math formulas. And some of the machines you see look like those weird turbines that you found out in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Cody, look at this. Look at this. It's one of those things we saw in the water. What?
It sure does. Does it have any
Does
labels
it?
on it?
Yeah.
Give me comprehend checks, please.
Quick other question along with that, Brian. Could we sense that it has a little bit of that magnetism to it?
Yeah.
No, it's just drawings of them.
Gotcha. Just drawings. Okay.
Got to answer some of my questions, too.
Anybody else want to make comprehend checks?
Yeah. I guess so.
Time for the brains. I.e., not me.
I'll try it and just see if I can add to that.
All right.
Nope.
Well, Berlin gets the answer to the question. Flipping through some of these things, he does find that this is a temporal key.
What does temporal mean, Berlin? It's a weird word.
It's kind of like the plane of existence. Like we live here, but there may be a here somewhere else.
You mean like a there?
No, it's also a here, there. There is also a here.
But if we're already here, why would you need a key?
To get there.
I'm still just as confused.
Because there is more than one here.
There?
Exactly. There is a here as well.
I may need to step outside, you guys.
Okay. I think yeah. Okay. Berlin, you're really cool, but I do not understand. So
You know how you have your house and you have your neighbor's house?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
There's also another place where there is your house. There may even be another you there.
Yeah, but we already know that the other Jomar is a real jerk.
Now you're creeping me out. Wow.
Enzo said so.
Wow. That was a good memory. Thank you.
Yeah, Well, yeah, just imagine like there's another you, but that other you is not you, but is also you.
That goes between those. This is...
Exactly. The other there, we all might have mustaches already.
Well, okay, that's really good. The other there we need to be right now is the hospital. So why don't we go there instead of staying here? I'm really trying to convince everyone.
I'm for it. Berlin has questions, though, right, from Investigate still?
Oh, yes, he does have the opportunity to ask one of those questions.
Please, by all means.
I'm just putting pieces together in my head.
Where did my handout go? None of these are great questions.
No, I kind of already figured most of them out.
Well, but in the hands of Greg, I think they would work. So.
Well, I guess the only... Huh?
You could ask a question that's not on this list, too.
That's true. Basically, I'm just putting pieces together in my head, figuring out where things are leading up and going to. So, my initial thought when we were in the triangle and there was the iceberg was it was some type of teleportation. So, like, it picked up an iceberg from somewhere else in the world. But now with the temporal key, I'm leaning it's not from this world. I'm trying to think of the most kid-like way to say that without being too technical for the sake of everybody. So there's a this world and a that world. The iceberg is from this world while we are still in this world. And there's somehow we've crossed paths with a weird world where I can actually get rolls.
Berlin, you almost made sense. So you almost got me there. That's cool.
See, we already know about portals, though. We've already seen portals.
Right.
We've already gone back in time.
But this would be a little bit like that, except you're not going back in time. You're staying exactly where and when you're staying exactly when you are, and technically, you might even be staying where you are.
Okay.
On the
and I was actually where I was, here or there. I think I was able to hear Kevin's voice. So this actually must be a temporal key area.
Yeah, I was just going to go with it.
It suddenly gets much darker outside.
Yeah, we need to run.
We need to get to the hospital.
All right.
Leaving the house, you hear thunder
Oh, great.
from the north. Looking back that direction, remember that strange storm you saw last night?
Yep. Okay.
It's back, but you are much, much closer to it this time. And it is, again, north-northeast.
Where?
That direction. Here, let me make it a better color. So from Miguel's house, that arrow there.
Yep. Gotcha.
Okay. So, like, right towards the triangle.
Indeed. It looks to be right about where those devices were. And from here, you can see that shape that you saw in the clouds before, backlit by the lightning, is a really big Magnetrine ship. At least half again as big as the Nibelung was, and the Nibelung was the biggest ship that you'd ever seen. And it is falling out of the sky toward the water. And all of you are feeling this pain in your joints like you felt last night, but much, much more intense. And you're nauseated, and you're getting headaches. And after a few flashes of lightning and thunder, suddenly the entire thing just vanishes. And you're left feeling kind of weak and achy and a little bit sick. Thanks for listening. Music and sound effects by Syrinscape, because epic games need epic sound. Check them out at Syrinscape.com and find the full attribution list in the show notes. You can find more episodes of Quantum Childhood and the Geek at Arms podcast at geekatarms.com.